Children in the U.S. watch an average of 3 to 4 hours of television a day. By the time of high school graduation, they will have spent more time in front of the television than they have in the actual classroom. TV is obviously very prevalent in kids' downtime, so I wanted to give you some reasons why you should limit it in their lives and replace it with something like reading. To name a few reasons, kids who watch a lot of TV are more likely to get worse grades in school, read fewer books, exercise less, and be more overweight, whereas kids who read are more likely to have a better attention span, better memory retention, and more self-discipline. After my speech, I hope to persuade you to encourage reading over television in your own family, babysitting jobs, and one day with your own kids. I know a lot of kids find reading boring. However, I grew up in a house without cable, so books are one of my main sources of entertainment. I used to get lost in the world of fiction for hours on end, and this supports the research that reading leads to longer attention spans. Besides my own positive experience with reading as a kid, there's an overwhelming amount of research that indicates reading rather than television is beneficial for a child's healthy development. The first main reason that reading is better for child development is that television is linked to ADHD and reading is linked to an increased attention span. Approximately 11% of children ages 4 to 17 have been diagnosed with ADHD, and this number continues to increase annually by 3%, as stated in the Center for Disease Control and Prevention Statistics. A study from the American Academy of Pediatrics found that children who watch TV may develop attention deficit hyperactivity disorder by the age of 7. This is because exposing a developing brain to videos may overstimulate it, causing permanent changes in developing neural pathways. Conversely, reading promotes a longer attention span, and good children's books are written to hold their attention, not interrupt it. Reading increases the focused stream of thought and provides a better concentration levels, according to Little One's Reading Resource. The second growing problem that TV has been linked to is obesity. While kids watch TV, they're inactive and they tend to snack. They are also bombarded by commercials, about 40,000 a year, with things like junk food. According to Kids Health, children who consistently spend more than 4 hours per day in front of the television are more likely to be overweight. While reading isn't directly linked to weight in any way, it is linked to positive things like increased imagination. A study of 192 children from a Los Angeles county showed that children hearing or reading a story produced more imaginative responses than those seeing the same story on film. Imagination is an important part of a child's development, so it is a good thing to foster. Some of you can have that. Thank you. Just share it. You can pass it down if you want. The table illustrates 3 different categories of language that were analyzed: written, television, and adult speech. This provides a definitive solution to the question of whether TV can be more beneficial than books. As you can see, children's books have a higher rate of frequency of rare words than adult speech or TV. This is important for vocabulary development because TV stops helping to build vocabulary by age 10. This is because most shows are written at a 4th grade level, which contains words that they already know and therefore doesn't expand the vocabulary. This is the reason kindergartners have the highest reading ever achieved at that level, yet the exact same students' scores drop drastically by the 4th and 5th grade. This Schramm study sheds light on how much impact TV has on kids and that things cannot continue as they are now. The solution is fairly obvious. Encourage reading among kids and limit time spent in front of the TV. If you're in a situation with a child, take the time to sit down with them and read a book. Having a kid in front of the TV is easier, but the benefits of reading are too immense to ignore. This enjoyable task is worth the effort because it can reduce the risk of ADHD and obesity while also strengthening kids' imagination and vocabulary development. As Roald Dahl says, "So please, oh please, we beg, we pray, go throw your TV set away, and in its place you can install a lovely bookshelf on the wall.